Bienvenidos a Latin Hustle con Karen. Ofrecemos a cualquier persona en la comunidad hispana una oportunidad para amplificar e informarnos de su negocio. Karen va a introducir las culturas de negocio en cómo pueden contribuir a la expansión de la comunidad. Si tienen alguna pregunta o quieren participar en la conversación, llámenos al 888-994-4995 Estudio B. Buenas tardes y bienvenidos a Latin Hustle con Karen. Estamos aquí hoy acompañados de unos amigos de nuestro Brooklyn Café Show y vamos a tener un programa especial en donde yo los entrevisto en español, ellos hablan inglés y vamos a introducir el inglés en español. Y hoy les quiero dar la bienvenida a Sally Barnard, que su programa se llama Llámame Zena, Call Me Zena, y tenemos a Lynn Everard de The Writer's Desk, el escritorio del publicador, y vamos a pasar un rato con ellos a informarlos en qué ellos están especializados en su negocio y qué los inspiró y motivó a llegar a donde están ahora. Entonces les quiero dar la bienvenida a Sally y Lynn. Hi, Sally.
Hi, Karen.
Thank you for being on my show.
Thank you for inviting me.
So I would like to introduce you to our Spanish community. Oh, you're welcome. I would like to introduce you to our Spanish community, and your specialty, you have written a book, you're an author,
I am, yes.
artist,
Yes.
and medium.
Yes.
Ok, entonces Sally ha escrito un libro y es autora, es artista y también es mediana. And your show is Call Me Zena?
Yes. On Wednesdays at 3 o'clock.
On Wednesdays at 3 o'clock. Y
Brooklyn.
su programa se llama Llámame Zena los miércoles
Oh,
a las
Mondays.
3.
Mondays.
Oh, Mondays.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, perdón. El programa de Sally es los lunes a las 3 y se llama Llámame Zena, Call Me Zena. And Lynn, thank you for being on my show. You started with the Writer's Desk. You host the Writer's Desk.
The editor's desk.
The Editor's Desk.
And I'm a co-host along with Luis Gomez.
Okay. Entonces, Lynn es él trabaja un programa que se llama el Editor's Desk, el escritorio del editor, y también tiene su acompañante Luis Gómez, que también participa en el programa. And your show is to motivate or inspire?
Yes, it's actually our mission of our show is to inspire a whole new generation of readers and writers.
Ok, para Lynn, la motivación de ellos es para que los escritores y los que leen libros se puedan motivar y aprender a cómo publicar un libro, cómo hacer un libro y cómo publicarlo. And so you help publish books?
I have in the past. I'm still doing some of that, actually working with Sally on her book.
Ok, Lynn está trabajando con Sally a escribir su libro y están trabajando juntos. Lynn también ayuda a escritores a publicar sus libros y ha ayudado a escritores en el pasado. So in the past you have been able to help writers finish completing their book.
Yes, some people I help them self-publish. Others I take them through the entire writing journey, which for some can be 9 to 12 months.
Wow. Entonces Lynn le ayuda a las personas a escribir y también los lleva en una jornada de escribir que es entre 9 a 12 meses. Okay, and Sally, I want to get back with you.
Okay.
So you have some beautiful artwork right here.
Yes,
This
thank
is
you.
Sally's artwork. Esto es el trabajo de arte de Sally y quiero que escuchen cómo se inspiró Sally a hacer sus pinturas. So what inspired you to?
Well, my story is going to be in my new book, but partly in the one that I have just written. I got a message in a dream that I took note because it was so real to me that they were telling me to go and get some crayons and start to paint. Well, I have never painted. I've never had a lesson in my life. But when I had that dream, a couple of days later, it was coming back to me so real that someone was actually speaking to me. I still didn't do very much about it, but it was like a month later, I was actually on hold on the telephone to somebody. This is when we had the telephones in those days, not
Yes.
it's going back a little while. And I start scribbling, waiting for them to come back to my conversation. And I'm looking and I'm seeing that I'm actually drawing things that I have never been able to draw ever. So consequently, many years later, and my first book is more about how that happened. The second will go into the journey that I've learned so much, but this is part of what happened to me, and I was drawing, never having a lesson. I can actually even draw with my eyes closed. I do not know what I'm going to be drawing.
Es increíble lo que Sally me acaba de decir. Ella fue inspirada por medio de un sueño hace más de 10 años. Los espíritus le hablaron por medio de su sueño que debe de dibujar y pintar. Y Sally empezó a escuchar los mensajes de los espíritus y fue y compró crayones y pinturas y hasta hoy en día puede pintar con los ojos cerrados, pero fue un don de los espíritus que le abrieron el instinto de pintar. So the spirit guidance opened up your talent of art.
I didn't even realize that at the time, but suddenly I'm producing all these things, and someone who I actually call my guide that was here came up to me, and he kind of knew what was happening to me, so he guided me through the whole process. I was drawing things from, I mean, your viewers may not understand that I have my show and I talk about it, but from centuries ago, of things that I had never seen ever, of people, places, and things. So it got my interest.
Wow, es increíble. Sally fue inspirada por los espíritus que le mostraron dibujos de hace centurias atrás y ella ha podido sacar sus arte y sigue su inspiración por medio de sus guías espirituales. Y Sally tiene un guía espiritual que le ayudó bastante a poder sacar su libro y sacar sus pinturas. So your spiritual guide helped you get to where you are now.
He absolutely did. He was here, actually on earth. He had manifested himself. He came in obviously the same way as a baby. But when all this happened, he showed himself to me and continued. This was just the beginning of my journey. He continued to tell me so many things which opened up. I mean, obviously I had to be in the mode of I would believe. I wanted to very much because I couldn't understand what was happening to me at that point. And he taught me so much. He left this physical world about a year ago. And from what I've learned over the last 18 years, and my second book will be more of my journey, but if your viewers know, I was what they call astral projecting 3 times a week for a year, and I learned so much from that. I knew nothing about that, but I did research and see what was happening to me. It was unusual, but it had happened to many, many other people that had an open, not say many people, but it's certainly well known at this point.
Entonces lo que Sally me acaba de decir es que su guía espiritual estuvo físicamente aquí en la tierra y le ayudó los pasados 18 años a entunar con sus habilidades, sus talentos, y la guía espiritual ya no está con Sally ahora, pero sí está su presencia, sigue aquí. Y en el segundo libro de Sally va a explicar más su jornada con su guía espiritual. And Lynn, you're helping Sally with her second book. How did you meet and see her book coming further?
Well, we met here
Okay.
at the studio, and sometimes you just know that there's somebody you're supposed to meet in your life, but you don't necessarily know why
Yes.
immediately. And then as we started to talk, I realized that she wanted to reinvigorate her book and bring it up to date. And then she realized what I did. I understood what she wanted to do. And then we started working on the book.
Wow, that's beautiful. Bueno, Lynn me acaba de decir que Sally y Lynn se conocieron en el Brooklyn Cafe TV show, y cuando empezaron a hablar, Lynn vio la idea de reinvigorar el libro de Sally para poner más detalles y sacar su mensaje más, y ellos se pudieron comunicar. Lynn dice que conoció a Sally como una persona que tenía que conocer, como alguien que llegó y tenía que conocer, y por medio de su comunicación con Sally, los dos han podido trabajar juntos en el segundo libro. Okay, and so we're excited. You must be very excited. You also said there's a movie production.
Yes, I have actually someone writing the movie version of the book. So he's like what you would call, I guess, a ghostwriter, but he's taking it from the story and hoping we will get it produced and it will be a movie.
Wow, entonces Sally me acaba de decir que tiene un escritor de fantasma que está trabajando en la escritura de la producción de una película para su libro, y ella está muy emocionada de poder cumplir con este sueño para, si Dios quiere, el verano. And what could we tell the Spanish community about writing, about how to stay present? And
So each project is different.
mm-hmm.
I've been doing this for a number of years, and there have never been two projects exactly alike. So you just be prepared for whatever shows up. For Sally and I, it started out with me just kind of putting a refresh on her existing book. As time went on, we realized that there was a deeper spiritual connection between us that goes back in time. And then started to realize that we had written the book once before, but not in this lifetime.
Wow.
And then got to the place where we realized that we had a lot of the same understanding of spiritual concepts and things. And so whenever you write with someone or tell their story, you want to be as true to that story as possible. And one of the best ways to do that is to understand it deeply. And so we have that, and so we're both excited about what the finished product is going to look like.
That's beautiful. Lo que Lynn me acaba de decir es que Sally y Lynn se comunicaron y empezaron a hablar de sus conceptos espirituales, Lynn también vio que Sally y él habían escrito un libro en su antepasado, pero ahora se comunicaron para poder trabajar juntos a sacar el nuevo libro de Sally. Y por medio de su historia, Lynn se comunicó con ella y se pudieron conectar a poder trabajar juntos, a emprender este sueño para Sally también. So we're gonna wrap it up. I feel we have a really good vision of how this new book is coming out, your film, and how Lynn and you are working together. How is it that people can connect with somebody to open up about their story and have someone who can see that they have a gift to write a story?
Well, I think the first thing I would recommend is that people begin a practice of journaling.
Okay.
A diary or whatever you want to call it, to write a little bit every day, and also look at your life and see what your experiences have been. And if you've had a lot of experiences, especially challenging ones, then there may be more opportunities for you to have a really big story to tell.
Oh, okay. Entonces Lynn me acaba de decir que, porque yo le pregunté qué inspira a una persona, cómo una persona se conecta con alguien para contar su historia, para escribir su historia. Y Lynn me dice que lo bueno para tomar en práctica es escribir en un cuaderno cada día sus pensamientos, sus experiencias de la vida, y por medio de escribir se va componiendo la historia. So journaling helps compose a story.
Yes, and that's one way to do it.
Okay.
There are a number of ways to do it, but a way to start out, journaling will at least tell you if you have kind of a knack. Now, there are other ways to do it, which I'll be sharing with our audience, and I have someone that I'm working with right now to be another resource for people.
Wow.
To help take them through a process that is very similar to mine.
Wow. And Lynn, when is your program aired?
So the Editor's Desk is every Thursday at 5:30 p.m. Eastern, yeah.
Okay. Entonces, Lynn tiene su programa cada jueves a las 5:30, y lo que él me acaba de decir es que si ustedes escriben en su cuaderno todos los días, es una forma de poder componer su historia para escribir un libro, y él también tiene otras formas de escribir en su programa, y le va a decir a su audiencia cómo pueden llegar a cumplir su meta de escribir su libro. All right. Well, I would like to thank Sally and Lynn. Thank you for being on the show today. And if our viewers have any questions, they can reach us at the 888-994-4995 Studio B. And we're really happy to have had Sally and Lynn on the show today. Thank you for joining us. Gracias por su sintonización. Estamos muy contentos de haber tenido a Lynn y a Sally en nuestro programa de hoy, y nos vemos la próxima vez. Gracias por su sintonización. Han estado escuchando a Latin Hustle con Karen.
Great job.
Esperamos que la información de hoy fue informativa y se entretuvieron. Gracias por su sintonización.
Ciao, she was able to do
Nos
it.
vemos
Yes, you
la
did.
próxima vez.
I mean, little bits you can understand, but
Yeah.
it's amazing. You did fantastic.
Thank you.